you can stand my storm. Give my fight to you, give my pride to you, give my life to you. True love, you're the only one living in my heart, living in my heart. True love, everything I need, you give me more, you give me more. My life is yours. You're the only one living in my heart, living in my heart. You're the one I want, you're the one I want. Yeah, you give me your, yeah, you give me your true love.
Love more real than all my eyes can see, I believe it. Got real freedom knowing I can listen when you're speaking. Living water pouring overflow, never leaking. We ain't hit the ceiling, nah. Oh, true love never grows cold. I can see you with me in the valley for real. Yeah, you found me for real. Limitless, that's why I know this grace about it for real, my God.
Cause you are where my help comes from. Only you can still my storm. Give my fight to you, give my pride to you, give my life to you. True love, you're the only one living in my heart, living in my heart. True love, everything I need, you give me more, you give me more. My life is yours. You're the only one living in my heart, living in my heart. You're the one I want, you're the one I want. Yeah, you give me your, yeah, you give me your true love. Give me your true love. Give me your true love. My life is yours. You're the only one living in my heart, living in my heart. You're the one I want, you're the one I want. Yeah, you give me your, yeah, you give me your true love.
Throw off the weight, let my heart run wild. Leave it behind as you take me higher. I'm holding on to everything you've done, all that you've done, all that you've done. You go above and beyond. You are my hope, you go before and behind. Wherever I go, you are the start and the end. You're in control, you got my heart in your hand. I'll always know you got me.
You got me.
You got me.
You got me. You got me.
Every day better than before. Not going back, moving on to more. I'm letting go of everything I am for all that you are, all that you are. You go above and beyond. You are my hope, you go before and behind. Wherever I go, you are the start and the end. You're in control, you got my heart in your hand. I'll always know you got me.
You got me.
You got me.
You got me. You got me. You got me.
You take me higher, higher, higher. Above and beyond, you take me higher, higher, higher. Above and beyond, you take me higher, higher, higher. Above and beyond, you take me higher, higher, higher. You go above and beyond. You are my hope, you go before and behind. Wherever I go, you are You got me. 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 You got me.
I walked around like I was missing, cause I was missing you. I was looking for a reason, but couldn't find the truth. Never knew it could be different. Then I ran into you. You make falling feel like flying. I'm tripping into you. Even when I was broken and hopeless, you walked in and things changed. I realized you're all that I want. You say the word and I follow. I won't let anything get in my way. Nothing, no, nothing can stop me. Cause I'm better, better with you. You say the word and I follow. I won't let anything get in my way. Nothing, no, nothing can stop me. Cause I'm better, better with you. Now I'm seeing all the colors. You open up my eyes. You did it in a moment. My darkness ain't a light. You give me purpose. I'm chosen. Without you, I'm nothing. I realize you're all that I want. You say the word and I follow. I won't let anything get in my way. Nothing, no, nothing can stop me. Cause I'm better, better with you. You say the word and I follow. I won't let anything get in my way. Nothing, no, nothing can stop me. Cause I'm better, better with you. 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 Cause I'm better, better with you.
You will make a rebel. You will make my name. Even when the tide's rising, I'm deep in your love. You will maintain control with a steady hand. Even when the lies of this life start to make sense. So be my guiding light. When things are black and white. Your ways are higher. Your ways are higher than all of my ways. Far beyond what I can see. You're higher. Your ways are higher. For now and always. Far beyond what I can see. You're higher. What I can see. You're higher.
Sometimes I feel like I done lost it, and I don't even really know the cost yet. But every time fear is on my mind, you remind my soul that I'm free. I know I can't go on my own. You came so I wouldn't have to go it alone. You took the long road so you could show me home. Found love better than I've ever known. So now I know that I can say you are exalted above everything on the earth that I've seen. Cause I know that my dreams come alive in the love that you promised to me. I'll keep singing your praise and you know I believe. Even when I'm down in the darkness, you call my name out loud. Used to think I had to do it on my own, but I'm never alone now. Even when I'm down in the darkness, you call my name out loud. Used to think I had to do it on my own, but I'm never alone now. I'm never alone now. You were always in it for the long ride. Even when it felt like it's a long drive. Even when it felt like it's a long time. Lord, I know that you were always on time. That's just what you do, that's just how you be. That's just how you lead, that's just how I'm free. That's just how I see you got everything. That's just what I need every single day. You keep me.
Game begin. Random drum disco. Play this.
Welcome to JHM, everybody. Stand to your feet. We're going to worship and welcome online. I actually want to give a special shout out to Lindsay. Actually, Lindsay, you're in Delaware. So glad you're joining us. Guys, let's put our hands together just like this. Sing it out. To be with you, I want to know your heartbeat. Show me how your heartbeat. The rhythm of your love is for me. I want to know your heartbeat. Come on, let's put our hands together like this. Sing, you've captured my attention. You captured my attention with love so wild and free. My soul on fire. I'm burning with your dreams. I want to know your heartbeat. Show me how your heartbeat. The rhythm of your love is for me. I want to know your heartbeat. All right, come on, let's sing wherever I go. Whatever I lose, all I want is to be with you. Wherever I go, whatever I lose, all I want is to be with you. I want to know your heartbeat. Show me how your heartbeat. I want to know your heartbeat. Show me how your heartbeat. The rhythm of your love is for me. I want to know your heartbeat. So good worshiping with you. We're actually going to sing a brand new song tonight about following Jesus, and that's the series that we're in, Signs, all about pointing to Jesus. So come on, let's sing this out. Put your hands together like this. I remember when I met you. I remember when my heart collided with your grace. I'm not here to recreate it, 'cause all I've got is just a heart that wants to seek your face. It's all about to change. I'll never be the same. You asked me to follow, and when the doubts return, you speak a better word. Promise I won't look back. I know you're there, and I won't be scared. Here we go. Your future outweighs my past. I know you're there, and I won't be scared, because I promise I won't look back. I promise I won't look back. Sing, if all my heart is what you're after. If all my heart is what you're after. You're looking more for who I am than what my voice can sing. And faith is more than just a moment. I'm overgoing through I'll never be the same. You asked me to follow, and when the doubts return, you speak a better word. I promise I won't look back. I know you're there. I won't be scared. Your future outweighs my past. I know you're there, and I won't be scared, because I promise I won't look back. I promise I won't look back. Sing, I'll follow you. I'll follow you. I'll follow you forever. Let's sing that out together. Here we go. I'll follow you. I'll follow you forever. I promise I won't look back. I know you're there. I won't be scared. Your future outweighs my past. I know you're there, and I won't be scared, because I promise I won't look back. Oh, I promise I won't look back. Sing, I'll follow you one more time. I'll follow you. I'll follow you forever. I'll follow you. I'll follow you forever. So much fun worshiping with you guys. You guys can all take a seat and watch your screens for this video.
Good afternoon, JHM. How are we doing tonight? Wow. All right, hold on. We're going to try that again. Good afternoon, JHM. How are we doing tonight? Oh my goodness. You guys need some more Sunny D, because you guys got to wake up. I'm so happy you guys are here. If you guys are watching online, I see you as well. Thank you for attending. We are going to have some fun tonight. My name is Ryan. I am the husband of Bella. She was singing. Can we give it up for the worship team? A little round of applause. Yeah, that's a completely student-run worship team with the exception of Bella. Super cool that they get to sing, and super cool that you guys get to sing along with them. We're going to have a ton of fun tonight. We are in the middle to end of our series called Signs, all the road signs that you're going to see on the road and how they relate to your spiritual journey with Jesus. But before we get to the main part of our message, we're going to have some fun. We're going to play a couple of games. In this first game, it's gonna get physical. This first game is epic, and it's gonna get a little physical. We're gonna have some fun. So everybody stand up, give a little neighborly elbow bump to your neighbor, and you need to find a partner. This game is called Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Cup. Once you have found your partner, go see Josh. He'll be to your right. And get a cup and go back to your seats. Just kidding. All of your life group and JHM leaders will be able to pass you out a cup and go back to your seat with your partner. If you do not have a partner and you need a partner, raise your hand. We will get you a partner. Hey, Josh, we need a partner up front here. Oh, perfect. You guys. We're going to find everybody a partner. Does everybody have a partner? Raise your hand if you need a cup. This is chaos. If you are with us online, I see you as well. You will get to play this game, and we will actually be playing a specific round just for you. So stay tuned. Alrighty. Once you have your cup, you are going to put the cup in between you and your partner on the ground. You and your partner are going to stand facing each other. Put it right in the middle. Don't put it closer to one person than the other. Put it right in the middle of you two and face each other. This game is just like Simon Says. I am going to say head. You will put your hands on your head. I am going to say shoulders. You will put your hands on your shoulders. If I say knees, you will put your hands on your knees. When and only when I say cup, you are going to snatch that cup from the ground. If you are not quick enough, you lose. And you're going to sit down, and then you're going to find a new partner, and we're going to go as long as it takes to have the quickest winner of head, shoulders, knees, and cup. If you're watching online, we are going to play the very last round with you. You're going to have a chance to type it in, and the first person to type in cup after I say cup, you're going to win a prize as well. So we're going to have some fun. This first round is going to be a practice. It's a bit chaotic, but let's go ahead and get started with head, knees, shoulders, head, cup. All right. I saw about half of you get really excited and half of you get very disappointed. Don't worry. That was just a practice. That was just a practice. All right. Put the cup back down. Put the cup on the ground. All right. Cups are on the ground. This one's for real. Head, knees, shoulders, head, shoulders, head, knees, shoulders, head, shoulders, cup. Oh my goodness. If you did not win, go ahead and take a seat. If you were a winner, you are going to find a new partner. Partner up with somebody who also won. You only need one cup. You can stack their cups together. That works just fine. If you need a partner, raise your hand. Don't worry online. You're practicing. I see you. I see you. Thank you for participating. And if you're at home and you have siblings, go grab a cup. Go grab a cup and play with your sibling. Encourage your parents to play. You can play this game. You can play it anytime you want. All right. Does everyone have a partner if you're in our studio audience? Everyone has a partner. You guys have played this game. All right, let's go ahead and get started with knees, shoulders, head, shoulders, knees. I'm getting faster. Head, shoulders, knees, head, cup. Oh! I went from the head to the cup, the highest to the lowest. All right. We're going to do the same thing. Find another partner if you are still playing. We'll go one more round here, and then we'll bring you on up to the stage. All right. Are you in? Okay. All right. Are we ready to begin? Is everybody ready? All right. Shoulders, knees, shoulders, head, knees, shoulders, head, shoulders, cup. Oh my goodness. All right, if you are still in it, you have a cup in your hands, come on up to the stage, because I think we have our final four. Yep, come on all the way up to the stage. You guys are going to play on the big stage. All right, find a partner. This should be pretty easy. Find a partner. All right, put a cup in the middle. You can toss the other one over your shoulder. I don't really care what you do with it. There we go, perfect. All right. That looks like it's in the middle. That looks like it's in the middle. Shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, knees, head, head, shoulders, head, cup. Oh my goodness. All right, we got our final two. You guys are playing for a chance to play Plinko. And let's take a pause. Let's see what we got for our prizes. We have the world's most difficult jigsaw puzzle golf edition. We have a Subway gift card. We have some Mariners JHM swag. We got some beans, obviously. We got a ton of fun prizes, but don't worry, we're on our final round. In final round, that means you. If you are playing online, this is your round. You are going to type whatever I say. And when I say cup, the first person online to type cup, you're going to win a prize. And we're keeping track in the back, so don't worry. Cups down in the middle. You're ready online? Fast fingers. Shoulders, head, shoulders, knees, head, shoulders, head, shoulders, head, shoulders, knees, knees, head, cup. Oh my goodness, by an inch. Sir, what is your name?
Chase.
Chase, congratulations. You are going to come back and play at the end. Everybody give it up for Chase. Fast fingers. Alrighty, well, if it is your first time at JHM, we have a little tradition that we like to call the impossible shot. If you turn around and look way back there, squint your eyes, you're going to see a small little target. In that small yellow center hole, there is a tiny hole. And if you are brand new to JHM, you are going to have the chance to shoot a bow and arrow. And if you make it through that target, you are going to walk home with this. Well, you're probably not going to walk home. You're probably going to drag this thing home because it's massive. NBA Jam arcade game. This thing is bigger than most of you. Probably weighs 3 times the size of a small chihuahua. I have no clue. Anyways, it's pretty epic, but don't worry. It's called the impossible shot for a reason. You're not going to make it. Do we have any first-timers in the crowd tonight? Mac, you are not a first-timer. Do we have any first-timers? That's okay. If you bring a friend for the first time, you will get a chance to play. But guess what? It is Saturday night, and I'm feeling generous. So we're going to spin the names. And if your name comes up, you get to shoot the impossible shot because I'm feeling nice. So can we put the names on the board? All right, let's go ahead and spin those names. Who wants to shoot the impossible shot? I want to hear a little bit like a woo, like I want to shoot it. Yeah, okay, come on. There we go. All right, 3, 2, 1, stop. Parker, come on up. You're going to shoot for the impossible shot. And Parker, if you hit the arrow, everybody who wants it gets more snacks. If you hit that target, everybody gets more snacks, okay? Just for you. You know how to do this. Can you please hit it? I'm a little thirsty and I could really use a Sunny D. Hit it. Don't hit the humans. You got good. That was really not very good. It's okay. Everybody give it up for Parker. All right, that was mediocre at best. Don't worry. Well, guys, we are going to play another game. Everybody can stand to their feet. And this game is called What Do You Call It, I think. Or what is it called? I have no clue. We're going to look and see. What is this game called? I think it's called What Do You Call It? What do you call it? Alrighty. It really should be called What Does Ryan Call It? Because you guys are going to guess what I call it. We're going to look at a bunch of different objects that sometimes have more than one name. You guys are going to take a guess as to what I call that object. I am from the Midwest. I was born in Michigan. We say things a little weird sometimes. Sometimes people say caramel. Sometimes people say caramel. Sometimes people say tomato. Sometimes people say tomato. You guys are going to guess how we call it. You guys are going to point to the side that you think it's called. If you guys get it right, you stay standing. If you guys get it wrong, you sit down. We're going to do a practice. Let's go ahead and see that first one. All right. Is it called a sofa? Point to your left. Or is it called a couch? And you point to your right. If you think it's a sofa, you're going to point that way. If you think I call it a sofa, do I sit on the sofa or do I sit on the couch? I sit on the couch. I don't know who calls it a sofa. That's really weird. If you had guessed sofa, you would take a seat. I call it a couch like every other normal person here. And don't worry, if you're playing online, you can guess as well. Guess whatever you want. All right. Everybody, you can stay standing because that was our practice round. Let's go ahead and see our first real example. All right. You use this to turn on and off your TV. Is it called a remote or is it called a clicker? Hey, can you hand me the clicker? Hey, where's the TV remote? I don't know. Which one do I call it? Lock in your answers. A lot of people are going that way. That's because you're correct. I call it a remote. What? A clicker? No. It's okay. My wife calls it a clicker. It's the one thing we don't agree about in our marriage. Anyways, it's okay. She calls it a clicker. I call it a remote. Let's keep on going. All right. Am I wearing tennis shoes? That way? Or am I wearing sneakers? Do I call them sneakers or do I call them tennis shoes? Man, I went to the Nike store and I got some brand new tennis shoes. I don't even play tennis. Or did I get some sneakers? All right, lock in your answer. I don't play tennis, but I do call them tennis shoes. I'm sorry. If you voted this way, you're going to stay standing. If you got it wrong, sit down. All right, we are weeding them out. You guys don't know a thing about me. That's okay. You're learning all these fun facts. All right, let's see our next one. All right. I go to the candy store, and I love candy. Do I say, hey, excuse me, sir, where are the suckers? Or do I say, oh, man, I am craving a lollipop? Sucker or lollipop? Lock in your answers. Lock in your answers. I call it a sucker. A dum-dum, like a blow pop. Is that a thing? It has the gum inside. All right, how many do we got standing? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a couple of the guys in my life group who know probably way too much stuff about me anyways. Don't worry, we're going to play a couple more. We got one right here, too. I'm sorry, I didn't even look in the back. We gotcha. All right, let's go ahead and look at our next one. All right, I am going to Ralph's, and I want to buy some groceries. And my wife says, hey, will you grab a buggy or a shopping cart? Do I call it a shopping cart? Or do I say, hey, let's go grab a buggy. I got to put some groceries in it. A buggy or a shopping cart? Yeah, I don't know anybody who calls it a buggy. It's a shopping cart. What? If you call it a buggy, come find me after. We got to talk. All right, that one should have been an easy one. I don't know if we got anybody. Let's go ahead and see our next one. All right, I'm going to Subway. I'm starving. I'm getting an oven-roasted chicken breast. And I said, oh, man, I want a submarine sandwich or I am craving a hoagie. If you think it's a submarine sandwich, you're going to go this way. If you think I call it a hoagie sandwich, you're going to point that way. Yeah, it's a submarine sandwich. I've never even heard the term hoagie. I don't even know about that one. But I promise you, I'm going to get a couple of you on this next one. Let's look at it. Flapjacks or pancakes. Remember, I'm from the Midwest. That's basically Canada. Like, I am not even from here. It's cold. It's like 30 degrees the entire year in Michigan. Do I call them flapjacks or do I call them pancakes? Do I call them flapjacks or do I call them pancakes? Yeah, they're pancakes, and I love pancakes, but I'm sorry I got a couple of you guys. I may be weird, but I'm not that weird. All right, let's look at the next one. All right, do I call the thing that you would get, like, water from? Do I say, hey, can you get me some water from the tap? Or can you go get some water from the faucet? The tap or the faucet? It is totally the faucet. Mac, you sit down, Mac. You've been voting left and right. I see that. All right, how many do we got left? We got 1, 2, 3. You three, come on up. Come on up. You, sir, come on. In the green. You can come on up. You guys know the most about me. Not Lawson. Come on up. You can do it. All right. Let's go ahead and look at that next one. All right. Do I call it pop or do I call it soda? Don't look at that screen. Don't look at that screen. Do I call it pop? Walk over to this side. If I call it pop, walk over to this side. If I call it soda, walk over to this side. If I call it soda, walk over here. If I call it pop, walk over there. You guys have to vote. I'm saying, oh man, I want a Coke. Is it called a soda or is it called a pop? I call it a pop. It is not a soda. Oh my goodness. Well, we have 2 left. I don't even know if we have. Do we have another one? We have one more. You guys have to vote one each way. That's the rules. The first one to make a decision gets to choose that side. All right, let's look at it. All right. Am I going to the restroom or the washroom? Oh my goodness. Bradley, you got to go. That is not fair. All right, you guys are going to play rock, paper, scissors. Caden, you were already over here. All right, you guys are going to play rock, paper, scissors for who gets to make the first choice. You going to play rock, paper, scissors, or am I just going to stand here? Oh, okay, all right. I'm sorry. I call it the washroom. I'm kidding. It's totally the restroom. I'm sorry. I'm not from Canada. I'm from America. Yeah. Anyways. All right. You guys know a little bit more about me. I'm a little weird. It's okay. Anyways, Caden is actually in my life group, and I co-lead a life group with Josh. And if you guys aren't in a life group, I would highly suggest you get in one. We just finished our Series 2, so we're taking a little bit of time off. But we are about to start Series 3 life groups. And if you are currently in a life group, you don't need to re-sign up. But if you are not in a life group and you want to be in one, we have a ton of fun. We make fun of Josh in my life group. We eat food and snacks. Sometimes my 7th grade boys make fun of me, and I go home really sad. But we also learn about God, and we have a ton of fun. So if you guys want to know all about life groups, find somebody who has a lanyard that looks like this, and we'd be happy to chat with you about them. And we've been getting all sorts of testimony videos from students just like yourself who are in life groups. And we have one today. It was actually edited by Parker, and Parker's in the back, I believe, in the tech booth. Can we hear it, Parker? Yeah. Hey, can we give a little round of applause for our tech people that make all these screens run and my microphone turn on? I don't even know how to change the batteries in my TV remote, not clicker. So yeah, the tech people are super smart. They keep this world running. We appreciate you in the back. Parker edited this video of one of students just like you and their testimony about life groups. So turn your attention to the screen before we get to the main message.
Hi, I'm Madeline, and this is my first year in life groups. I am in 6th grade, and I am 12 years old. I decided to join life groups because I wanted to make new friends, and I wanted to grow my relationship with God. So far, I've made friends with lots of people, and I'd love to make more. I would recommend life groups because of the fun people they have there and how they're so welcoming. Each Wednesday, my group leaders and I all do highs and lows, and we take turns bringing snacks. I've had immeasurable fun, so I'd like to welcome you to join. JHM has helped me grow a close relationship with God, and I'd like to say thank you.
Great to see you. My name is Josh. I'm the junior high pastor. Everybody doing good tonight? Everybody's good? Excellent. When you came in tonight or you checked in online, there is a link in the description. Make sure you have your program and your pen ready to go tonight as we take a few notes and learn about God's Word together tonight. If I haven't met you yet, it is great to hang out with you and see you. Love it. If you're joining us for the first time online, or maybe you're staying at your dad's house this weekend, you can't come join us in person, or there is a pandemic going on. So welcome to everybody watching online. And if you're here in our live studio audience, it is great to see you and great to hang out with you as we continue our series called Signs. We've learned about the stop sign, the yield sign, the dead end sign, and the one-way sign. Excited about this evening's sign and what we can learn from God's Word as well. Do this really quick. Turn to the person next to you if you're seated here in our studio audience and say, "What's up?" And then turn to the person on the other side of you and just say, "Hey, remember to be quiet during the message." Okay, good job. You did great. That was great. Proud of you. I love it. I was really, really late for the wedding. There was a wedding that was happening that night, and I was driving on my way back from hanging out with the groomsmen, us dudes that were in the wedding party. We had been playing something all day that I like to call paintball. Anybody play paintball before? It's an amazing sport. It's the most incredible. You get to like hurt your friends, leave welts on their body, and it's awesome. It's encouraged. I love playing paintball, and I'm driving back for a nighttime wedding. It's really important we get back in time, and all of a sudden, there's a ridiculous amount of traffic. Now, we were kind of cutting it close because we're dudes, and we kind of lost track of time. We were having a good time together, all the guys in the wedding party hanging out. Then all of a sudden, we hit traffic, and it was like really, really bad traffic. Now, today's world, this is a few years back. In today's world, you just grab your phone. Oh, a new Mandalorian background, Star Wars, may the Force be with you. You grab your phone, you call somebody, and you say, "Hey, we're going to be late." Or if you're stuck in traffic, like on the 405 or the 5, you don't even notice or care because you're playing games, you're having a good time, it's no big deal. But for us, we knew this was an important day because somebody was getting married, and we were going to be late. In fact, the person getting married was in our car. The groom was with us in the car, and he was going to be late for his own wedding. Let me just talk to the dudes for a second. Dudes, where are you at? I think I see you. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see you. All right. Let me give you just dudes. Ladies, you can listen in, but this is for the guys. Gentlemen, don't be late for a couple of key events. Let me give you an example. Someday you're going to be, your wife's going to be in the hospital, you're going to be delivering a child. Don't miss that. All right, just going to throw that out there. Just try to be on time when your son or daughter is brought into the world. If you're getting married, try to get to the church a little early so that you can be there on time. It's very, very important that dudes, you're on time, and the groom was going to be really, really late. Now, what was crazy is we're stuck on this road, and there's just lines and lines of cars for as far as you could see. We came around one bend finally, and we could see hills and roads, and it was just packed with cars. And in the distance, there was this little, like, puff of smoke. We're like, what has happened out there? And it turns out there had been a really bad car accident, and the car had actually caught on fire. And so it made this huge scene in the middle of the road. We weren't sure if it was like the zombie apocalypse or what was happening. We were panicking, and we were going to be late, like not kind of late or a few minutes late. We were going to be late to the guy's wedding who's in the back seat. Here's the deal. I decide, sometimes on a highway, I don't know if you have seen this before, but if you're on like the 5 or the 405, you're driving, every once in a while there's a little like kind of turnaround place. But there's a sign on it, and it'll say something like authorized vehicles only or police vehicles only. And the most important sign is no U-turns. But we were desperate. I had to make a U-turn, even though the sign right there said don't make a U-turn. Now, here's the best part. People were doing U-turns and U-turns and U-turns. Everyone's like, we're getting out of this traffic. And they're going on to their very important lives. And you know, they went to see the birth of their children or whatever they were off to. And I decided I'm going to do a U-turn too, but I'm going to wait until like the middle of a whole row of people. And so 3 more people did illegal U-turns, and then I eased into the lane, and I also did an illegal U-turn. I know, bad boys, what you going to do when they come for you? And they came for me immediately. Everyone else just went on with their day, and I was immediately pulled over. And the officer, and I rolled down my window, and he's like, do you know why I pulled you over? Yeah, yes, sir, I did an illegal U-turn. But there was a ton of other people that also did he said, I didn't pull them over, did I? I pulled you over. Yes, sir, you did. And he wrote me a $450 ticket, and I learned a very valuable lesson. When there's a sign that says, don't do a U-turn, don't do a U-turn. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're very kind. Here's what I also learned. Just because everybody else is doing it, don't do it. And I also learned I'm probably the one who's going to get caught when everyone else is doing something wrong. I'm probably the one who's going to get busted. Now, here's the moral of the story. Not only were we late, now we were super, super late, and now I had a $450 bill to pay for as well. The good news is the guy did get married. The marriage was beautiful. It was awesome. They got divorced a few months later. I'm kidding. No, they're fine. They're still together. They're good. I'm just messing with you. Here's the deal. U-turns in our culture, it's a dangerous move. There's always signs that says you can do a U-turn, you can't do a U-turn, and they're pretty rare. And when it says no U-turn, you got to follow the rules of the road or you could get hurt really, really badly. Well, here's the best part. I want to give you some good news that the Bible teaches us is that God permits U-turns in our life. God he specializes in seeing lives be transformed, and big turnarounds are the theme of the entire Scripture. If you were to go through your Bible, and I realize that maybe you don't have a Bible, back at the info booth when you leave, we'd love to give you one, or there's free Bibles online as well. If you were to go through the pages of the Bible, and you turn to a story of a guy named Moses, you'd see an amazing story of a U-turn in his life. If you turn a few more pages, you'd get to a guy named Jonah. And Jonah's life was completely transformed. He did a U-turn in his life. If you go forward a few more pages, story after story after story involve a life that was transformed when they turned around. Here's the deal. I wanted to share with you some of the words of Jesus that are super important from the Bible in the book of Luke, chapter 15. Because you might need these words today, or you might need them in the future when you've gotten off of God's path and you need a U-turn. And the story that I tell you today might not be true of you today. It might be. Or it might be a story that you need to file away and know these words are true when you need them most in a few years. The story is called The Prodigal Son. If you've been around church stuff for a while, you might know this story. It's from the book of Luke, chapter 15. I would just say this. If you know the story, just hang with me, and I bet there's some cool new stuff for you to learn from it today. Here's what it says. Jesus is talking to some people and says this. There was a man who had 2 sons. How many of you come from at least 2 sons in your family? My brother and I, we were 2 sons. Okay, I see those. Okay, good. Got some dude family. 2 boys in this family. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." This is called an inheritance. I realize for some of you that might be a vocab word. It just means when someone who dies with some property or some money, they give some of that to their heirs. They fill out a will, and that maybe some of you have actually, for example, my grandma passed away about a year ago, and she left $1,000 for me as her grandson. She was an amazing woman. I spent so many holidays and have great memories with her. And when she passed, she gave each one of her grandkids $1,000. So I took that money and I thought, what could I do with my grandma's memory from this inheritance? What could I get that she would be so proud of, would be really special to me? And so I bought an Xbox, and every time I play it, I think of my grandma. Okay, anyhow, sorry. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So the father divided up his property between the 2 boys. But now remember, the dad is still alive. So usually this happens, this transaction of inheritance happens when someone dies. But the son's like, I want my money now. Verses continue, says this. Go to the next slide. Not long after that, the youngest son got together his inheritance and set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. Squandered is a fun word. I just think it's squandered. Any 8th graders, do you know what the word squander? What does it mean? Just shout it out. Okay, good. Wasted. He squandered his wealth in wild living. Basically, this son went to Las Vegas, and he went nuts, and he spent all of his money. After he spent everything, there was a severe famine in the whole country, and the country began to be in need, and so did he. Now, here's the thing. A famine means there's no food for anybody. But if you have a bunch of money or some wealth, you can trade that. Even when there's a food shortage, people with the means can typically buy food, other people go hungry. He used to have a bunch of money, but he wasted it all. The Bible said that he would party and he had a lot of friends. He would buy whatever he wanted, whatever pleasure or even a prostitute, whatever he wanted, he could take and consume. But now he's wasted all of his money living apart from his family and apart from God's ways. There was a severe famine in the fan, and he was hungry. Next verse, Luke chapter 15 continues, says, so he went and got a job in that country. He went out, and his job was to feed pigs. Like, if you've been around JHM for a while, you know my story. I had I had a very fancy first job. I worked at Carl's Jr. in the drive-thru. Kind of a big deal. Hold your applause. So I know prestigious jobs because I was the drive-thru guy at Carl's Jr., you know, the famous star. That's what every teenager needs is more grease on their face during their teenage years. That's what Carl's Jr. did to me. Here's the, it says, he sent him to feed pigs out in the field, and he longed to fill his stomach with the pods, like the corn cobs and the slop that they were feeding the pigs, but he couldn't even eat that. No one gave him anything whatsoever. So think about this. This guy has loads of money. He's the man. He's got friends and every pleasure that the world has to offer, and then he burns it all, and now he is at the bottom of his story. He's gone from like the top, like I am the man, this is awesome, I got everything I need, I'm comfortable, I'm rich, I'm loaded, I'm secure, and all of a sudden he's got nothing left. He's at the bottom. He needs a U-turn in his life. Like he needs to turn this thing around. And there's really nowhere for him to go. He's thinking about eating pig food. Now, I like eating pig, like bacon, amazing. Ham, I'm in. But what pigs eat is gross, gross food. But he's getting really desperate because he's at the worst part of his story. Here's what he thinks to himself. Next verse on the screen says this. When he came to his senses, I'd love it if you'd grab your pen and find that verse in this chunk that I've given you in your outline, or highlighted in your notes if you're online. When he came to his senses, he said, even my father's servants have food to spare, and I'm sitting here starving to death. There may come a moment in your story where you are on top of the world. And maybe there will be a moment in your story when you are at the bottom of the barrel. And I hope and I want you to know that just like this son who realized, man, his father is back home and would take care of him, there is a heavenly Father who loves you and knows you and is thinking about you and cares for you and is waiting to meet you with open arms as well. The rest of the passage continues. It says this about the father. He says, I'm going to set out and go back to my father and say to him, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be your son. Just make me a hired servant. And then he gets up the courage to go back home because he'd lost everything. He's probably ashamed. He's embarrassed. News of his misuse of the inheritance has probably rippled back home. So now he has a reputation and he's ashamed. He's got to be like, this is the last option, but I got to go home. Here's something cool that happens. Next verse. Something cool that happens is, but while he was still a long way off, his father saw him. Maybe grab your pen and circle the word saw. I love that his dad was waiting and watching for his son to come home. He saw him. He was filled with compassion. Grab your pen, circle the word compassion, because that's the Father's heart for you. And you might be like, well, my dad would not be super excited if this was me coming home in the story. And that's okay, because we're not talking about your dad. We're talking about your heavenly Father who is waiting for your return. He's filled with compassion. He's waiting for you. He sees you. He ran into his son's arms, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. Let's pause there just for a second, because this is a dad kissing his son and welcoming him home. It might be weird, and I don't know what your family's like physical connections are, but my son came home last night from college. He's away at film school, and he came home last night just for a few minutes. He'd been with some friends for a birthday dinner, and he was in our neighborhood. He's about an hour away for school, and he came through the front door, and I was playing my Xbox, rest in peace, Grandma, and I was playing my Xbox, and you know what I immediately did? I put my controller down, and I jumped up, and I gave him a huge hug, and I kissed my 19-year-old son on the cheek. Now, I don't know if that was weird to you or whatever, and honestly, I don't care, because I love my son, and he was like, ugh, and then took it, and it was okay. My son had come home. It was a great moment. It's a total surprise. We watched a few episodes of Jeopardy together, which is like an old man show that I love. Don't judge me. I don't care. I'm confident in who I am. We watched some Jeopardy together. We ate food together, and then he went back to college. It was a great moment. Well, this is God's view of you. When you, as his son or his daughter, come home, maybe you're going to make some bad choices. Like, here's what I know about a youth group of this size. Some of you, you're going to stay on God's path. You're going to be faithful and wise. You're going to avoid a lot of trouble in life. And some of you are going to learn the hard way. You just have to try something and see if it's true. You have to take God's word. I don't know if then you're going to do your own thing. And I'm going to challenge you to know this, wherever your path takes you. And I hope you're wise and you stay on God's path. That's what I want for you. But if you don't, there's a God in heaven, a Father, who loves you perfectly, who's watching for you and filled with compassion and is always ready to welcome you home. You might not need that message today, but I know that you may need it in the future. The son said to him, Father, I've sinned against heaven, I've sinned against you, I am no longer worthy to be called your son. We don't have time to look at all the rest of this passage, but something cool happens. The father welcomes his son. They actually kill the fatted calf. Have you ever heard that expression before? They had a big party, and they had a spit with the animal cooked on it, and they had a huge feast together, and it was an amazing celebration because the lost son had come home. And someday, if you ever get lost on the road of life, I want you to know that the youth team here at our church, myself included, the church and God is always available to you and always ready for your return. And if you wander and you waste, and maybe you've got some pains or regrets or ghosts or whatever is in your story and life, home is always open for you. This is your home. I want you to hear from one of our leaders. You got to hear from my friend Ryan earlier. Ryan led our games. Let's welcome Ryan back up here. Everybody put your hands together and thank him for coming up. Ryan is doing more than games this weekend. Ryan and I'm actually Ryan's co-leader in our life group.
Hello.
It's good to see you, man.
I was just up here.
Thank you for running games and stuff.
Oh,
That was
absolutely.
terrific. You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
But Ryan, Caden's in our life group. I saw Jackson back there. Jackson, raise your hand. That's Jackson.
Hi,
Everyone
Jackson.
just look at Jackson. I wish we had a camera just on Jackson. He's
Oh.
fantastic. I love him. We got Pellegrino up here. We got
Colton.
Colton's here. We got a bunch of our dudes here. Ryan and I lead a life group together, and this week in our life group, you shared a little bit about your story that was surprising to me. And I think it might be surprising to some of you, because sometimes when you see somebody like Ryan on the stage, Ryan, you got it together. You're tall, you're handsome, you're a good dude. You've always lived a perfect life, and you've had it easy, right? You never, ever...
Yeah,
Or-
totally. No.
Or maybe there's a little more to your story. Why don't you share some of your story tonight?
Sure. So when I grew up as an elementary school kid, I grew up in the church, going to church every weekend as a little tot. And then when I got to be about, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, old enough to make decisions, old enough to tie my own shoes, I kind of told my parents, for whatever reason, I still don't really know to this day, I'm just kind of tired of going to church. I don't really want to go anymore. And for whatever reasons, my parents let me make that decision as an adult. or they kind of let me make that adult decision. And I stopped going to church, and I really kind of forgot who Jesus was after a short amount of time. I didn't really have a relationship with God. And come, middle school and high school, I basically did not have any type of relationship with Jesus.
So just like the prodigal son who left home and went wild, you kind of said, I'm leaving the church and I'm going to go live wild too.
I basically packed my bags, metaphorically, and said, I can do this on my own. I don't need Jesus to live my life. I control my destiny. I control my happiness and my joy and my success. I got this. God, you can go with somebody else. I'm good. That's what I said. I turned my back to Jesus.
That's good. And is there a moment that you found some happiness and pleasure and excitement? Like the prodigal son would certainly have done that. He's in Vegas or whatever with a lot of money and he's partying. So there's some happiness there, but it also left him empty. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, very, very similar to this story. And it's kind of magnificent what, correlation you can put there, because I got through middle school, I got through high school, and I even, got to the beginning of college, and I realized that who I was looking back, I would not want to be friends with that person today. I was doing things that the Bible explicitly says not to do. I was being the wrong type of friend, the wrong type of son, the wrong type of brother to my siblings, somebody that I was not proud of, somebody that my wife probably wouldn't want to marry, somebody that, my current friends wouldn't want to be friends with. And it took me getting to a very low point, realizing that I had happiness, which is temporary, but I did not have joy, because joy is found in Jesus. And I was really, really just depressed and sad. And so I decided, you know what, I can go to church with a friend. He said, hey, come to church. And I said, well, my life can't get worse.
I like it.
So I went to church.
The phrase said, when he came to his senses, and you're kind of having one of those moments too, like, I got nothing to lose here, might as well.
And it took me getting to that place. It took me driving down that road for so long, for almost 8 years, which I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It took me driving down that path for 8 years for me to get the opportunity to take a U-turn. And the cool thing about Jesus is whenever you're ready to make a U-turn, no matter if you've been on that path for an hour, a day, a year, or a decade, Jesus will give you that U-turn sign. It does not matter when, and he will always provide it. Even when I turned my back on Jesus and said, I'm good, he never turned his back on me. And that's the thing I want you guys to remember, is that when I turned away, Jesus did not turn away. He said, I'm here, and I'm waiting. And it took me getting to a point where I had to go to a very low space, and again, I don't want anybody to get to that, for me to turn back to him, and he was there waiting.
I love it. This is Ryan, everybody. Thank him for sharing today. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, dude. He's a great co-leader. If you're not in a life group, you got to get in a life group for session 3. It starts in 3 weeks. We share our life, and we talk about what's going on. And as he shared this week, I said, dude, you got to come up and share as well about the U-turn that Jesus offers. 2 things I want you to write down in your notes. That's it. I just gave you 2 simple fill-ins at the very bottom. Here's the first one. Write this down. Jesus specializes in U-turns. He specializes in turning lives around. This is the story of the Bible. This is the story of our relationship with Jesus. This is the beauty of the gospel and salvation, that our life can be transformed. There can be a huge turnaround in your life. Now, obviously, I want you to avoid so much of the pain and problems that's ahead of you, and you can. And I hope that you will. But if you find yourself stuck in a difficult situation, unlike the street sign that says no U-turns allowed, the U-turns here are welcome. Jesus specializes in U-turns. Second thing, last thing I want you to write down is this. You can always come home. You can always come home. You never have to be ashamed or embarrassed. You never have to get to the lowest of the low place before you say, Jesus, I need you. Because the Father is waiting and looking and has compassion and love for you and says, welcome home, the lost that was found. I hope that you'll stay and be faithful to God's path. You don't have to learn this hard lesson. This is a part of the Bible called a cautionary tale. It's a warning saying you don't have to be a prodigal son to learn this amazing truth about God. You don't have to go far away to understand and appreciate God's salvation and love for you. But if you do, you can always come home. Jesus makes U-turns. I like it. You guys bow your heads and close your eyes just for a second. If you're watching online as well, so glad to have you with us. We got some fun and games to end, but let me pray for us as we wrap up tonight's message. God, thank you for every student that is here. God, thank you for teenagers that are excited to come with their friends and hang out and be a part of church. God, this message is so important to me because I've seen way too many teenagers mess up their future and they just stay lost and they wander, and I want them to come home and find your love and forgiveness and restoration here with us and at the church and as your followers, Jesus. So God, I just ask as you look into the stories of our lives that you would help us, God, to be faithful to you and to walk with you every day. And when we get off this path, that we would know that you are all about U-turns and that you're always welcoming us home. We love you, Jesus. We ask all these things in your name. Amen. All
Amen.
right.
Josh,
All right.
you want to hang up here with me for a second?
Dude, I would love that.
We'll close it out together.
That'd be great.
Let's do it together. A little co-leader.
Co-leader,
little
life
closure.
group,
Yes.
co-message teacher this weekend. Thank
Yeah.
you. That was
Yeah.
great. All right, we got a little bit of unfinished business to do. We're going to do some
Yeah, we do.
Plinko giveaways.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you signed in, you are registered to win. And if you're watching online, you're automatically registered to win.
Absolutely.
Do we have anybody who should come up already?
We do. We had
Okay.
2 winners. Who was our
Okay.
winner in the
Let's
head,
go.
shoulders, knees, and cup
Caden's
game?
coming up. Here we
Come
go.
on up.
All right, Caden, step up, sir.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, let's go over those prizes once again.
All
we
right.
have the world's most difficult jigsaw puzzle golf edition.
Oh, I can't wait.
We have a gift card to Subway, Eat Fresh. We have a Mariners Youth wallet. We got a Mariners hat. We got a T-shirt, and we got a can of beans because you can't go to JHM
You know
without
what?
having some beans.
This weekend, if you're here in our studio audience, everybody's a winner. Did you get your Larry the Llama sticker tonight? Did you get your sticker? If you're here in our studio audience, everyone, one of our students, her name is Ashton. Ashton made these new llama stickers. Here, let me hold one up really quick. Let me see one really quick so we can zoom in on it. Can you zoom in
That's
on that
amazing.
and see it?
Oh, my goodness.
It's the cutest little llama sticker I've ever seen. I just put it on my laptop. You're welcome. Hey. And it's magical and awesome. There you go. Thank you, Parker. I appreciate it. Everybody got the llama sticker just for being in the audience tonight. But you guys can win big. Let's have Chase go first. Chase, tell us your name.
Chase.
Excellent. Oh, that's wonderful.
Chase, your name is Chase. I love
Chase, tell us what grade you're in.
6.
6th grade. Chase, really quick, how excited are you to be here on a scale of 1 to 10? 10. Correct
10.
answer. Proud of you.
it. All right, guys, let's make some noise for Chase as we
All right.
drop this Plinko chip. Come on, Chase. Let's get
Chase
you a
is
good
making
prize.
big money. Here
there we go.
go.
Big money, big money,
Chase
big money.
is
You're
walking
going
away
home
with
a Mariners Youth wallet.
Mariners Youth wallet. Give it
Don't
up for
put all
Chase.
your money in it at once.
That's great. Caden, you're up next. But before we pick Caden, let's actually spin up the names. Are we doing online first?
We'll start with online.
We're
We love
going
online.
online. If you're watching online, Potato Sloth, you're our favorite. We're going to see who wins. We're spinning up the names right now, and then you could win.
All
You
right,
could
we
win.
see those names. We see those names. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Stop.
Oh, it was so
Whoa,
fast.
Screens went black.
We
I
lost
think I
them.
saw Diego something. Diego Gonzalez.
Diego Gonzalez. This Plinko is for you.
This Plinko is for you, Diego. Let's
All
see
right,
what you
let's
win.
see what Diego wins.
3, 2, 1, Plinko.
I'm hoping for that can of beans. That's what I want.
And you are going home with $10 to Subway.
Oh, the hoagies there are delightful.
It's called a submarine sandwich.
I know. I
oh
was
my
just
gosh.
kidding. All right, before we do our live studio audience, we want to give Caden his prize. Caden, first of all, your prize is that you are in Ryan and I's life group. How do you feel about that?
Great.
Really, you don't even really
That
need a
sounded
prize.
enthusiastic.
You almost
we
really
are
don't-
the prize.
We are your prize. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a seat. Thanks for me. I'm kidding.
Just
We're going to let you
kidding.
win.
We'll drop it for you.
We're going to draw. Here we go,
Give
Caden.
him the beans.
Caden, we love having you in our
on.
life group. You're awesome.
Give him the beans.
You're walking away with
the world's most difficult jigsaw puzzle. You better finish it by next week.
Wait,
That's your homework.
Let me see how difficult. Oh my goodness! Hold it up for the camera so they can. Can you see this puzzle? That looks
Oh.
impossible.
Impossible.
Send us a DM on Instagram when you finish it tonight, okay?
All right.
It's the world's most difficult
We
puzzle.
got one more, though,
He's
because
never going to finish
when you
it.
guys checked in, point to your name tag.
Name tag.
Point to your name tag.
Name tag.
Yeah, you guys entered yourself to win some Plinko as well, so let's put
All
those
right.
names up on the board.
Let's find out who is going to win. Is it going to be Parker? Is it going to be Cindy? Is it going to be April? Is
I
it
hope
gonna
it's
be
me.
Brian?
All right,
Jackson? Tristan? Who knows? Let's find out in
3,
2, 1, stop. Jalen,
Jalen.
where are you? Jalen, get up here.
Yeah.
Just what you were hoping for. Hey, Ryan, can you restock any of those
I'm going
prizes
to.
at all?
I'm going to.
Yeah, let's go. All right, step right up, Jalen. I'm going to introduce you to the crowd. Tell everybody your name, Jalen. Jalen, okay, wonderful.
Jalen, your name is Jalen.
Jalen, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to be here tonight? 10. Well, you have learned so well. I'm going to make you an offer right now, an offer that you can't refuse. Ready? I would like to give you a can of beans, the coveted can of beans, or you can just do a Plinko and see what you get. I'll let you be a bean
Wow.
prize winner tonight instantly.
That's amazing.
Or we
Instant
can drop a
beans.
Plinko. You decide. Jalen, what do you think? She chose the beans,
Wow.
everybody.
Oh, my goodness.
Well played.
I don't even know what kind these are because we put one of our magical stickers on there.
They're legendary. Jalen, you chose correctly. Give it for
You-
Jalen, everybody. That
You
was
will
awesome.
find
Wow.
out. Well, guys, a couple of things
Amazing.
before we finish
So
up
lucky.
tonight.
Wow.
On your chair, you're going to see this QR code. I'm old. I basically don't even know how to use these things.
Yep.
If you know how to use these things, scan this on a smartphone or bring it home and go online to that link. And you can fill out a survey about our JHM snack bar. So
Delicious.
fill that out. It'll really help us figure out what kind of snacks
I
and,
like
and if
it.
you guys want to do that. So that'd be super,
Ooh.
super cool.
What else we got going?
And then right now, I think I can find it. I don't know where I put it. Anyway, oh, here it is. I dropped it. You guys are going to get this card. It's going to be passed out by your leaders here on that side. They're going to pass out these black cards. It's all about Easter. So Easter isn't next weekend. It's the weekend after that.
2 weeks from now.
We got a couple of extra services.
So
actually.
normally we have 5 services. The second of 5 right now. We're having 7 junior high services on Easter. So bring a friend, get your family to church, and we will have a great time on Easter.
The card says 7 a.m. Yeah, the adults have 7 a.m. We know that you
Fantastic.
guys, you
No.
guys like your sleep.
Yeah, there's
So
no
we're not
way.
doing a 7 a.m.
I'm not doing
a
a 7 a.m.
chance.
Can't
Sorry.
pay me enough.
You
Can't
guys
pay me
can
enough.
come here, but we won't be here.
I love it. We can't wait to see you next week at one of our services or online if you're at your mom's house or whatever. We always love hanging out with you. Have a great week.
We'll see you in 7.
Bye-bye,
guys.
everybody.
Leave your pens. Take care of your trash. Love your neighbors.
That was really, really beautiful. Thank
Go
you.
off the
Online
way,
people, we
let my
love you the
heart
most.
run wild.
I like you.
Leave it behind as you
Lindsay
take
from
me
Delaware. Thank you for
high.
tuning in.
Lindsay's awesome.
She's so cool.
A little potato sloth. What a great name.
All that you've done.
Yeah.
Potato sloth is amazing.
What is a potato sloth?
No idea. No idea.
All right, well,
I love it.
that could be our next sticker. A
Sign-
potato sloth.
I think people are going to want to sign up to be in our life group because we're such a part